This is the Infinity Summit Group. Truth, passion, success.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Infinity Summit Group podcast. This one is about the creature from Jekyll Island, the Federal Reserve, all sorts of shenanigans that way. It's going to be a fun one. It's scary, too. I'm Noah.
My ex,
Logan.
Avery.
Jesse.
Sorry, I cut you off.
Welcome back,
All right.
everybody.
I'm just used to calling myself X. That's what I go by at work. So I'm like,
Oh, really?
wait a minute. But
Start doing it. People
What's
get
my
used to it.
name? Evil. What's my name? All right.
Yeah.
So, first off, what is the Federal Reserve? In everyone's own words, because from what I understood, it's an amalgamation of banks who were privately owned, who decided to create a institution, we'll say, who decided to create a conglomerate of banks that is protected by the federal government and acts as a federal government branch, but actually has nothing to do with the federal government.
I was gonna say that sums it up pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say it's not even like a branch of the government at all. They just called it the Federal Reserve to make it sound federal.
Yeah, like the government.
Yeah,
To trick people.
to trick people. It's quite scary too, because it's like one of those books you read and you're like, oh, if that was real, that'd be freaky. But it is real. And it's like,
Hello,
Oh.
welcome. Yeah, high reality.
It's a little
This
gnarly when you
sucks.
gotta start a book off with this all sounds fake, but it's not. It's all real.
Yeah. Dang it. Please,
oh,
Mama.
it's brutal.
They were purposely leaving the word out of banking, right? When they were
Yeah, central
trying
and
to
bank,
plead.
both of them.
plead to Congress
Yeah.
in order to get passed.
Yeah, because they're not the first central bank of the U.S. They're actually the fourth central bank of the U.S.
So basically, this book starts out with the meeting that they had creating the Federal Reserve, and that was on Jekyll Island, and they all came together.
Isn't that
on
down by Georgia?
Yeah.
Georgia? It was
They're
in
going-
Georgia somewhere.
Or in Georgia,
Supposed
I
to be
guess?
going duck hunting. At least that's
Yeah.
what they told everybody.
Yeah, quote unquote duck hunting.
And there's a
Wouldn't
bunch
even
of
use their real names.
rich bankers, basically, and then Rothschilds, right?
The Rothschilds and
They-
JP
They
Morgan.
kind of came in later, right?
They had their fingers in it, but they weren't like directly involved as far as I know.
I thought they were first time, one of the 6 people that were there.
That's what I thought.
Oh, they might have been. Let me see.
Are you sure?
I was under that impression because they said like those 6 people represented 1/4 of the wealth in the world, and you couldn't leave them out of that.
And what did he say?
That's
He's like,
true.
and that's being modest or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
a conservative estimate.
Yeah, that's a conservative estimate.
That's gnarly. That's
All
a
right, let
lot
me
of
see
money.
who was on it.
It truly shows you that money is power. Like if you have the wealth of the world, you own.
They literally control everything.
Yeah,
From war to
they're financing
lands,
both
like, just
sides of the
everything,
war
yeah.
just to
that's-
create debt. So England went in debt, and then they bought like England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what?
What's it saying?
If I can control the wealth of a nation, I care not who makes its laws.
Yes. Give me control of the money.
Yeah, that was rather sketchy.
It's a powerful quote.
All right, so got the Morgans, the Rockefellers, and the Vanderbilts, and then I'm sure the Rothschilds also had a little hand in it.
Well,
I
and
am
JP
almost
Morgan.
100. Yeah, there was 6 people.
Yeah, the Morgans. That's what it says. Morgans,
Morgans.
Rockefellers, Vanderbilts.
Then the
They-
Alderon guy, or not Alderon, that's not his name. The senator.
Yes.
That's 4. There was 6 people. There's 2 more.
Ah. All right, let me get more specific here.
I could have sworn the Rothschilds were there.
Just pull up the book and put it on 3 times.
Yeah.
The first chapter.
Rip it up. All right, so we got Nelson Aldrich, A. Piat Andrew, Henry Davison, Arthur Shelton, Frank Vanderlip, and Paul Warburg
What?
met at the Jekyll Island Club.
I
So you're
there was
thinking-
you're
Sharp
thinking
or
Aldrich.
Rothschild in there.
Morgan
Yeah,
was
that
coming
was the
in
one.
later.
Yeah, Morgan was coming in later. He was funding the world wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, isn't it crazy how they? All right,
Yeah.
we gotta start at the beginning of the
Backtrack.
book. Yeah, we gotta backtrack. So, they had this secret meeting on Jekyll Island. They say,
Yes.
"Hey, we're trying to make a an
The-
amalgamation of banks that's not going to be invincible essentially because the government is going to bail them out."
They wanted a lender of last resort. That's
Yes.
what they wanted.
Where they had all the printing power.
Yes.
Good times, good times. So when you have the power to print a nation's currency, guess who has the power of the nation? So they created the Federal Reserve. Congress approved it because it had
After
federal
it
in it.
failed once, it was named
Yeah, it did
the
fail
Aldrich
once.
one, and then they said
Through
no.
the Aldrich bill because he was like
He
he was
was
a
a
stout banker, wasn't he? Or like
like a big
well-known
money. He
banker.
represented big money or something.
Wall Street boy, and then they
They said-
changed it a little bit and passed it under.
Yeah, because he says in there, if you compare it side by side, nothing's changed. It's the exact same thing.
Just named a different name.
Yeah. Just,
So anyway, they changed the name of it and got it passed through someone else who was known as being against big banks, which was their plan all along, wasn't it?
yeah, because they wanted to make it sound like it was all, like it was not for big banks. Like we hated them, and
Like,
this
it's
is
for
going to
the
put them in
people.
check. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's for the
This
people,
will
and it's going to
help
put
them.
the big banks in check, and then it's like surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, it didn't. They just bail out banks
Yeah.
the whole time.
They literally explained in the whole story what's going on in today's like day and age, like down to the riots even. There'll be riots in the streets, like all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's weird, you're all.
You know what was
How are
weird?
you guys
Excuse me?
accurate?
What part was weird to me is where he was like talking about the actual people, and he's like, "Well, they're not actually evil. They just are kind of like weird. They just don't see life like everybody else. They just think
Oh,
money."
yeah.
And I was like,
He kept calling them the
What?
elites or
Yeah.
whatever.
The
The
elites.
cabal.
Yeah, the cabal.
gnarly.
That
It's
was
like,
weird.
then they're all psychopaths.
Yeah, or they just don't even
Literally don't
see
even
their
care.
hand in front of their face, you know?
Or they literally just don't care about anyone.
Well, they're untouchable.
Yeah.
If you're that rich, you're untouchable.
Pretty much.
Nothing can happen to you.
No.
So why would they care?
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah. It's
Well,
insane.
A little freaky.
And I don't know if that's the reason Kennedy got shot, but there was something that was saying like Kennedy tried to print like real money backed
Oh,
by
yeah.
gold,
Mhm.
and then right after that he died, and then Lyndon Johnson threw out that bill. So it went back to the Federal Reserve.
He was also going in to shut down a lot of the money scandal that's been happening, and so he got a dead boy. He was
Yep.
he was an attorney, I believe.
Really?
They also
Kennedy.
talked about stuff with Lincoln dying, something weird, secret society stuff that they was
Oh
like,
yeah.
making you be like, guys are a little not.
Yeah, they
That's crazy.
didn't end up grabbing John Wilkes Booth or whatever,
Yeah,
something like that. What was that? What was that society? Society of the Sun.
something circle.
Oh
Right?
yeah. Was it just the Circle? Society of
No.
the Circle.
There's something in front of that. I know that something. It had like Jesse James, and was it?
Yeah.
House of the
Some-
Rising Sun? No.
No.
There, go.
Oh, I know there's.
There is.
I felt like it had something to do with the sun, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did. But, anyways,
Secret societies.
yeah, secret societies, all this weird conspiracy stuff that this dude's done a lot of research into and actually found the facts. And yeah, it exists.
Yeah. If this demon is real.
Yeah, and they came from that secret society came from the Freemasons, or no, they began, and then the Freemasons came out of them, didn't they?
I can't remember.
If it has to
Anyways.
do with the sun, I remember Donzi's super into conspiracy, so he was telling me they worshipped the sun or something weird like that,
Okay.
which doesn't actually sound too far off.
That sounds. I don't know. I just can't. The Freemasons are old, right? Like.
Yeah, it seems like they're a
It
lot
feels like it
older.
would be way older than Jesse
Yeah.
James and that other dude and.
The Knights of the Golden Circle.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
I
feel
just
like,
imagined the sun, I guess.
I just
Yeah.
feel
A
like a
golden
lot of this
circle,
stuff's
that's a
been
sun.
going on
It's pretty
before, like the Jekyll Island meeting. Like they were probably
Yeah.
conspiring before that.
Yeah, you had the Rothschilds that were funding wars well before that.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't it say they started in 16 or 1700s? Just started funding wars and getting stupid rich.
The Battle of Waterloo. They were supplying both sides.
Oh boy, I also found it fascinating when they were talking about Nathan Rothschild.
Yeah, that
How
part
he
is
came in
crazy.
all dejected and started to sell his stocks, and he ended up getting news an hour or a full day before everyone else, wasn't it? I think it was
Yeah.
24 hours. He started selling, and then he sold more, and everyone's like, "Oh crap, he knows." So they started selling all their stocks off, and he kept selling amounts and amounts. And then once everyone sold and it was dirt cheap and had crashed, he bought all of it. Just nasty boy.
Monopolize the stock.
Yeah, freaking genius. But I'm pretty sure that's not even allowed.
That's pretty. That's a dirty trick, really.
Oh, it's way nasty, but hell.
Super intelligent, though.
Yeah.
Super intelligent.
Genius. But, anyways, freaking cool. And also scary as heck. So the Rothschilds, nowadays, I haven't seen one with a net worth that's published over like $1.3 billion.
Okay, but then like they get like favors and stuff according to the book though, like smuggling and shiz.
Yeah.
I know that might not be current, but something's got to be going on.
Yeah, you don't just lose billions of dollars of wealth in a generation or two.
I mean, you could, but it would be
Possible,
real hard.
but not when you're. I don't know. It feels like a Rothschild would have a family name to live up to.
Yeah.
They'd
Yeah.
have to be raised right. I mean,
Yeah.
they had the one 19-year-old kid pulling pranks on France. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no
on
way they're
kings and
not.
stuff is like.
Yeah.
Manipulating governments.
Yeah,
At
you're not
19
even-
years old, there's
Yeah.
no way they ain't teaching their kids something crazy.
yeah,
I mean, it's probably just all the family's wealth put together. That's kind of like how they have so much. You know what I mean? And even they probably have money that's not recorded though, right?
For sure.
Stock
Yes.
somewhere.
Plus,
oh,
they
I'm sure.
They probably have offshore vaults of like gold and whatever else, banknotes. I don't know.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
they also
hell.
say they backed people like J.P. Morgan. Not was it him that they said they probably backed because people didn't like Jews, and then
What do you mean he backed?
so
Like they give
people,
money to him.
Yeah, because people didn't like the Jews, and I guess Rothschilds are Jewish. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So people didn't
So
want to
they
do
gave some of
business
their
with them, so
money
they gave it to. It might have
JP.
been J.P. Morgan.
And then they
Bunch
just
of
earn
money, and then
on
he
it.
gets the money, and then because when he died, it said that his net worth. People were way confused when he died. Like his estate sale was way less than the money that he was moving around while he was alive.
Yeah,
Like way less. So they were
way
kind of figured it was
confused
from
about
him.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty wild that, like, where would they put all this wealth? Or were they not that wealthy to begin with and it was all a facade kind of thing? But no, because they're literally funding wars.
Yeah, you gotta have a lot
Governments
of
are
money to do that.
lending from them or borrowing from them. So it's like,
Yeah.
something's not right.
And your taxes are paying the government's debts.
Yeah.
I find that
Rah.
Paying the banks, you mean?
And
Mhm.
inflation.
Double.
Yeah,
it.
that's
inflation.
The
They
hidden
funded
tax.
70% of World War One through inflation. That's what
Yeah.
they said.
Haven't you seen they've devalued the
Excuse
dollar
me?
like 100% every few years?
Yeah,
it's
insane.
disgusting.
Hello?
Yeah, at the regular inflation rate, 3 to 5%, then it devalues 100% over a lifetime. So they take all your money over your lifetime. But then you have those crazy years where it'll take out 50%. So they're taking not only all of your money, they're taking more than all of your money
Like last year.
in your lifetime. Yeah.
Last year was probably super aggressive for that.
This year's also going to be aggressive. Already talks
Yeah.
of stimulus. It's like, oh boy.
All right. Well,
Another one?
let's talk about ways that we can get around the Federal Reserve. Outsmart them and beat them. Because this is looking real grim.
Use fake money to buy real money.
How it is.
Buy
Yeah.
Gold
Yep.
and silver.
Yes, get your gold and silver.
Buy
there-
land.
Yep, land, real estate, all this stuff is good hedges against inflation. Cryptos are trying to be.
Yeah.
They can't stop the cryptos, right? They can tax it to hell. They can come after it, but when there's no official owner of the cryptos,
It's decentralized, so
how do you
technically
stop it?
you can't really stop it.
They can't.
Yeah.
Especially if you're trading it in. I mean, they can stop it if it's trading in U.S. dollars. They can just stop accepting it.
Yeah, but
Yes,
Bitcoin is
but other
everywhere,
people
right?
can start accepting
For example.
Bitcoin's everywhere. They're not gonna stop it. What I think would happen, that and how they could stop it, is the government's gonna create their own cryptocurrency to keep up with the online currencies and say, this is the only recognized currency.
Yes, this is legal tender.
Yep, this is legal
Poopy heads.
tender. The rest of those cryptos are not, and they're gonna tank.
Yeah.
Unless people just say no. Not
Yeah.
likely, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
not
don't
likely.
think they would do that though, because like, it's backed by the people and the people's faith in it. Once they, people decide, oh, it's not worth anything, then it's literally just not worth anything after that.
Yeah.
well, we
Because
gotta be
it's not even tangible.
we gotta be
Yeah.
coming up on that on the dollar.
Well,
Yeah.
we're
Soon
getting there.
someone's gonna be all, why is my cheeseburger $10? Used to be
Yeah.
$1.
Something's wrong. I can feel it.
Something is fishy. Yeah.
Well,
And then that will result in hyperinflation because they're going to print more money to try to balance out the extra debts, and then it'll just go into hyperinflation. Psh,
Then they'll make
cheeseburger
new
will be
money.
$1 million. Yeah.
They'll
then
say
they'll make a
that
new
money
currency.
is fake. So now you can buy this new money.
Yep. And then when the dollar crashes, it's going to be the world crashing with it. That's the problem, is because the dollar since 1971 has been the backing for the world's currencies.
yeah.
So the world's currencies are backed by nothing,
Yeah.
which is backed by nothing in return. So I don't know.
Money's
we're
worth
just built on-
nothing.
Might
Yeah.
just all go up in smoke. Yeah. Like you were saying, the system of the U.S., the monetary system, is built on debt. If
Yeah.
all debts were paid, there would be no money.
Yeah.
I thought
So
it was
it's like,
crazy.
what the
That's
fuck?
insane.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, no money for the government or no money for us.
Anybody. Zero money. We'd have to
cease
find.
to
It
exist.
would have to be gold and silver.
For every dollar we are in debt, that's how many dollars are in circulation.
What the hell? That's messed up.
You can't create money out of nothing.
That's true.
That's what they've done. So, yeah. It may have once been where we would have had more production and more cash than debt, but now that we're about 40, 50 years since 1971. Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
50 years out from taking gold or the dollar off of gold backing, there's not any currency in existence that's
So there's nothing
Backed.
behind the dollar.
No.
Nothing.
There's nothing
No.
behind anything.
nope.
It's all
And-
fake.
And the dollar is holding up all the other currencies because they're based off of the dollar. Yeah, so they decided, hey, we're going to have everyone's money based off of one currency, so that we can kind of have a good, comparison. And we're going to base it off the American dollar because their dollars are backed by gold.
Yes, and it was reliable.
And then we pulled the rug out from under them and said, psych, we're not backed by gold anymore. And we kept going.
I thought it was crazy. I was saying, like, if there's a panic and everybody starts going to the banks to withdraw their money,
They'll shut it down.
yeah, or they'll tell everyone to, like, tell the bank tellers or whatever to slow down.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Have the money bag people, whatever they're called,
Bring
purposely
in
Federal
walk past
Reserve.
everyone so they'll see that there is
Yeah.
money. Like,
That's
you
trickery.
sneaky
There's
bastards.
paper here.
Yeah, I promise we have money.
Yeah, that's insane.
Just make sure.
They literally have plans for when it fails.
Yeah,
Okay.
plan for failure. Just a run of the mill, whatever.
Yeah.
I just don't understand what
Sneaky.
they're thinking is, because they've got to be so intelligent. What's long-term goal here? It just doesn't.
Well, it makes them a crap ton of money.
Yeah, but what's long-term goal here?
Long term is to make a lot of money for them.
Yeah, what
Because
does
they can borrow all this money, then they can borrow it out. So they get borrowed money as a bank, which is what our currency is. It's a fiat currency. It's all debt. They get debt, and they can use that as their reserve to lend out more debt, 90% more debt or whatever. We'll say 9 times more debt. And then from there, that gains interest and they just make so much money on it. And they don't put a penny of it in.
Just like, I don't know, like long term, 200-300 years. What happens when, I don't know.
Well, they're just
you only have money. How do you prosper when you're the only one with money? I feel like, doesn't that like kind of stop?
That's
I mean,
when
people got to buy stuff, but I mean, it's one point
Tyrants.
well, yeah, you're a tyrant.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. It's over
You have
and over
all the
again, it
power,
doesn't work.
all the wenches.
I know, but like
yeah.
over and over again, we've seen it doesn't work.
Well, they're basically
People
just
don't at some point, someone's gonna say, "All right, fuck this," and we're gonna kill you.
yeah, but
What-
they
what-
couldn't. They can't. They have too much power for that.
Because they can purchase the bodyguards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They can purchase the freaking military probably if they wanted to.
You've seen
They are the
You've seen,
military.
yeah, you've
The
seen
military
DC.
complex.
They got 25,000 National Guard in DC.
Yeah,
It's insane.
it's up to 25K.
And it's empty. Like, from what I understand, there's not many people going to the inauguration at all. Very
Well,
interesting.
But your wonderment is like, what's like the purpose? It's just to stay in power. I mean, they're at the top of the food chain
It just
at all
doesn't
times.
seem feasible for way long tracks of time.
It doesn't work, but if you're talking like big banks and all that stuff, they're pulling out loans to pay their loans.
I know, I get that.
that.
It's
You're
It's
saying
wondering
actually
what
the
they
can't
people,
be
right?
stopped.
yeah. What 500
people.
years from now?
What's the goal?
What are they gonna get out of this? I mean, they're gonna be maybe the top of the food chain, but everybody else is gonna be so down in the dumps. What is it gonna matter?
You rule everything.
Yeah, what
You
does
are
it
a
matter?
king.
Who cares?
They are your serfs.
Power.
It just
We're,
just
we're on the
doesn't
way to
seem like-
communism, and
They
if they're
literally-
on top.
yeah,
then they
but the
don't give a flying
communism's
fuck
got
about
the
anybody
communists got
else.
fucked up every time. Everybody dies. It sucks for everybody.
Except for them.
It's probably
Except the
just
top people.
'Cause
honestly,
they're
it's
happy, healthy, and
probably
whole.
just fun for them. They're just shaping the world how they want it.
Yeah.
Like
Savage.
Okay, well,
That'd be some wild
today
power
let's
to
do
have.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Today we're gonna destroy the government of Syria. Okay,
and
it's
like
done.
Jordan Peterson says, like if you had that much power, do you think you would actually restrain yourself? You know,
No, of course
it's hard to know.
Yeah, nobody even knows because I haven't had that much power.
Exactly. But they do have that much power, and so they probably don't restrain themselves.
They're funding
They're just-
wars. Of course they haven't.
They're just having fun.
Yeah, they're just
They don't even care. That's their goal. Is just to like
money, money,
yeah.
money,
money, money, money.
Party it up,
Party
bro.
it up.
Yep.
Shape the world how you want it.
Got the
It's-
whole world in
yeah.
my hands.
Those people are the middlemen that everybody talks about.
It's brutal
Who are the middlemen? Nobody knows. That's who it is.
when they
The
say
people
they
who actually own the world. Our
You know what
government
they
isn't
say.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't hear about them in the media or anything because they're just they own all of it.
Yeah. they own
Even
us.
as far back as it was like the early 1900s, they were controlling the media. They purchased the media
Yeah.
and then just said, "Hey, you must speak good things or don't speak at all." Crap. Yeah. It's wild. And you think they're not owned today?
Everybody has a price.
Yeah.
So
Would they even be counted as 1%ers? Because there's 1%ers that are not that rich, right?
Probably 1% of the 1%.
Yeah.
probably even more.
As far as I know, most of America is technically 1% if you're talking about the world.
Yeah, I could see that. Because we've got the highest standard of living, right?
Yeah. Highest standard of living, highest incomes, things like that. But as far as our U.S. goes, it's just like, yeah, we also have to pay in accordance with that higher standard of living, so it gets expensive.
Yes, it does.
That's why them raising the minimum wage to 15 isn't going to do anyone any favors.
No, yeah, that'll do zero things because everything else is gonna rise with it.
Yeah.
Wow. Crazy how that works.
More inflation, more larger prices, and then it's like you never even made a raise. Winning.
There's literally only two ways this could go. We keep doing this, or we go back to gold.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty much.
Literally, there's two options.
Or we suddenly decide that cryptos are the thing and try to make those happen somehow with no backing behind them either.
But then they'll get manipulated.
It's possible. it would be a lot harder to manipulate those unless you just own a crap ton of them and do it the old-fashioned way. Because you can't like corner markets or anything. You just drop a load of coins and then pick it back up, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot harder to manipulate those for sure. But they could do it just like all the big investment firms would be like, oh, this stock's gonna tank. Everyone sells out, it tanks, they buy it.
Yeah.
Oops, got him. You know?
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them
Yeah.
all.
Pokemon. Yeah, so
Uh,
it's wild. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of regulations against things like that, but it still happens. You know, they'll send out buy orders or sell orders, and then anyone who's not in the loop is screwed, and anyone who is, also screwed.
I don't see cryptocurrencies being the new thing.
No.
No.
To be real with you.
No, I know that technology, that type of technology and some sort of online currency is going to be the new thing. I don't know if cryptos will be it, though.
Yeah.
They've got a good idea behind them. I like how they're forward thinking and trying to put the human civilization into the next phase of development, but I don't know. I just don't see it happening. Not with government still being in power. If we had very, very small governments, I'll bet you it'd be extremely successful. But the fact that the government can't regulate it, it's like, or can't get their fingers in that pie,
They don't like it.
yeah, they're going to shut it down. Or they're going to make their own and make it the only one. So, I'm going to get while the getting's good and then jump out.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the plan anyway. We'll see.
And if anybody wants like a quick half an hour summary of the Federal Reserve, I'm going to be posting a cartoon.
Oh, I never
That's a
watched
pretty good
that. I
cartoon.
apologize.
No,
Yes, yeah.
I don't care, but I feel like
a good one, though.
there's certain people that should definitely watch this.
Yeah.
Like if they're not going to read a 24-hour book,
Yeah.
and they just kind of want a quick thing, this is a good one. It's entertaining. It's scary a little bit, but, you know,
Anything about the government's scary a little bit.
really is.
Will you send it to our group again?
Mm-hmm.
So I could actually watch it.
Yeah. I don't know how factual it is. I know there's definitely facts in there, but
Well, if it gives you the general idea with pictures and everything, that's way more helpful than getting an info dump from this book.
yeah,
It's a
that's
lot.
true.
This book's just mucho, and I still am not 100% sure on how it all works.
Me neither.
Basically, basically a bank needs money. The Federal Reserve will give them notes to get money, and then the bank goes and gets money that's printed by the Federal Reserve, and then suddenly they have money.
Yeah, the Federal Reserve just calls up the U.S. Mint. We need another 20 mils by morning.
Yeah, pretty much.
Got that, Jerry? Got that, gummit. Guys are running me dry.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it's infinite.
And who's Hank Paulson?
Who?
Hank Paulson.
Let us see.
Yeah, look him up. Yeah, it definitely has to do with the Federal Reserve. I think he was.
He's the United States Secretary of Treasury. I thought it was crazy how they were
Current
saying,
or
He's
past?
a bad dude. He's not a good guy.
It says he served to 2006.
Because I know we had one that was head of the Federal Reserve. It was Alan Greenspan, I think.
Okay, so it says he was working with till the end of the Bush administration, leaving the office in 2009.
Oh, okay.
He founded the Promote Sustainable Economic Growth and Cleaner Environment Around the World, whatever the hell that is. Something with China, and
I know it talked about him in the book, like
It's all China.
briefly.
he's probably a bad guy.
Yeah, I know he tried. He like pushed for the Federal Reserve. I know that.
I am Zangief. I am bad guy.
That is crazy how they were saying they'll rent out or they'll loan out billions and millions, whatever, to all these countries, and they don't expect to ever be paid back.
And they don't pay, and then they lend them more to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They lend them more to pay the banks back, and then they just keep that cycle going.
I
And
got your
we're
country in
literally
my
doing
pocket,
that with China.
motherfucker.
That's what we're doing with China. And then they're saying we pay so much interest. Eventually, the interest will be all we can pay, like to where we can't pay any debt at all. It's just interest.
Yeah.
Excuse me? What?
That's a
And
lot.
it's all up to the taxpayers.
To put it into perspective, say I'm taking say I'm taking a $90,000 loan out, the interest on that for me would be about $300 a month. So if I'm paying interest only, that's like me being in a $300,000 loan for a 10-year period,
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
if you're only able to afford interest payments,
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much US is screwed. If you guys want to find something very interesting, go to your browser and type in US debt calculator.
Ugh, makes me
excuse me.
sick
Yeah,
to see
no, I
it.
don't
It's
US
like
debt
the,
timer?
I've looked
It's
at
like the
that.
live one, right?
Literally goes up by the
Yeah,
the second,
US
like,
debt clock is what it's called. National debt clock.
I've
When
looked at
I was
that
in
once, it
school,
made
I
me
think
sick.
we were 17 to 20 trillion. Jesus Christ, now we're 27 trillion.
Stop spending money, please.
Quit it!
Stop it.
Jesus Christ. Let's see what the world debt clocks say. Wow.
China.
Public debt to gross domestic product ratio is 101% for the U.S. Jesus, father cuck.
Japan's 270.
Nice.
Damn.
Nice,
Nice,
Alright.
Japan. You're terrible.
So the U.S. has $27 trillion in debt, and the next runner-up is Japan with $14 trillion. Looks like Argentina's doing pretty good. Jeebus Christ. Korea's doing killer.
What are they at?
44% public debt to GDP. Nigeria's doing pretty good. Oh, it's because we're paying Nigeria. Yeah, that's why. We're getting them out of debt and not us.
So all this money that's going up right now is just going to the banks, right? Basically.
Just a prank, bro.
Yeah.
Think about that. You own a bank and people are just like, you can watch the debt people owe you just skyrocket every second. It's like, nice.
Yeah.
So is the GDP, that's what we produce every year?
Yeah, this is what we produce every year. And this is what we owe. So, over 100% debt to income. That's disgusting.
Yeah, we're in bad shape.
Very bad shape.
20 trillion. That's trillion, right?
Yeah, that's trillion.
Yeah.
$27
Yeah.
trillion dollars.
Good work.
And with each of these stimuluses, it's just a fat trillion more.
Yeah.
Every time, just whop, whop, whop.
I tried to explain that to people. I was talking to people about it, and they're like, yeah, I didn't even get my stimulus. I'm like, they shouldn't have sent them out in the first place. They're like, what about all the people who are starving in America that can't work? I'm like,
Who?
yeah, who are you talking about? And plus, they're all going to be screwed when they put us more in debt, and then we go deeper in inflation.
$600 every 6 months. It doesn't provide for a family.
Yeah, you can't.
Just to be clear.
No way.
Jess, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
I don't know, you guys nailed it pretty good.
Are you ashamed of America?
You ashamed yet to be an American?
GDP still up there though. Still
It
the highest.
is.
Yeah,
It
we're
is still the
cruising.
highest. We've got some good GDP happening. $21 trillion, but we also have a lot of debts.
Do you know Utah has the second highest GPD?
GDP?
GDP, yeah, in America.
Hell yeah.
No kidding.
Washington's the first.
Well, if we're being honest here, our Utah sucks. Because I know at least a couple years ago we were running on a surplus, which means, and I think it was like $1 million, which means they took $1 million extra in taxes than they needed. That's
For what?
But then they return it back, right?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I doubt it. We got $1 million extra. Do you
That's
think
true.
they're giving that back?
That's true. If they've got a surplus, then they're not going to be giving you extra tax money back.
Yeah.
They only give you the tax money back that you shouldn't have paid. That's what it was.
Yeah, so it was like $1 million extra.
I'm not
But
saying
the
they
fact
don't
that we have a
suck.
surplus is good.
I'm just
Yeah, it's
saying
good, but
we're the
also-
fastest growing state, basically.
Oh, I believe it.
China's population is...
Yeah,
Huge.
1.4 billion.
Yeah, but look at India, too. What in the hell?
Yeah, China and India are the most populated countries in the world.
Yeah, India's got a lot of people.
It's weird that they don't have a way higher GDP.
Go to
I mean,
Poland.
they're
I wanna see
communist.
Poland.
But
Poland,
China is,
37
but-
million.
Russia.
Poland has as much as like California. Where's California on this list, dadgummit?
Yeah, it's a country
Ooh,
now.
gold and precious metals. I'm going to look at that
Yes.
clock.
We need to figure out a way to hook up.
Oh, it's trying
like,
to load.
when we do the video like Joe Rogan does, to where we can hook up the computer, what we see, to the TV. To
Yeah.
where, what everyone can see.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. Okay.
Once we get a camera.
Yeah.
Is that in ounces?
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, so we right now in 2020, the U.S. has produced 6 million ounces of gold.
Wow.
Germany's got 45
Yeah.
million.
That's silver though.
And we
Oh.
own
I see.
286 million ounces of gold, almost 287 million ounces. Just to be clear, Warren Buffett purchased 30 million ounces of silver in the late 1900s, I think.
Million?
30 million ounces of silver. He's a nasty dude. I love it.
That's just
So
aggressive.
if you look at this, if you look at our precious metal reserves, it is actually going down.
Oh yeah.
Germany's is going down fast. But Germany has a lot more than the U.S. too.
That's
France
silver
is
though.
cruising too.
Yeah, France is cruising too. Yeah, it is silver. But our gold reserves are going down.
No, it's not.
Right here.
Oh no, you gotta click on the country. So go to Germany. Click on Germany.
Oh, you sure?
Well, because it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
It's
does it?
showing only gold for U.S. and then silver for Germany. Yeah, no, that's got to be just the U.S.
Must be.
It's
Yeah, I
going
guess.
up, dude.
I guess it is U.S. debt clock. This one is.
No, the gold? Or are you talking about
That's going
silver?
down.
Yeah, this is the production. This is our reserves.
What? So that's just disappearing off the face of the earth?
No, we're trading it to other countries. Oh, okay. So these are all for the U.S. because it is U.S. debt clock.
Yeah.
Probably have to go to Germany and all that for those. Okay.
For the listeners, we're looking at the U.S. debt clock for precious metals.
Yeah.
Right now.
Gold, silver, platinum, copper, all that jazz. Our iron is increasing, but our iron reserves are decreasing. What the hell? We're just outflowing lots of gold and iron. Lithium, our production changed since 2000 up 450%. So we're making a lot of lithium here.
Isn't that Tesla?
So that's batteries.
Yeah, batteries.
That's electric cars and stuff. That's indicative of, might be a smart idea to get in Nikola or Tesla or something like that.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Currency and credit derivatives. Jesus, father cuck.
Oh, they have an app now.
Yay, I can get depression in real time. So currency and credit derivatives right now, $615 trillion.
You want to explain to everyone that?
Oh boy. So you remember how Robert Kiyosaki and Fake was talking about derivatives, and he's like, oh yeah, it was $700 trillion in derivatives in the world.
Uh-huh.
This is just for the U.S., $615 trillion in derivatives right now.
What are
That's bad
derivatives?
So derivatives are like, well, we'll say in '08, people would get a bunch of these subprime mortgage loans, meaning they were loans made on homes to people who shouldn't have gotten the loans. It didn't make sense monetarily for them to get the loans, but they got them. So it's a subprime loan. And then they would package a bunch of these loans together and sell it as a security, a mortgage-backed security, meaning that it was backed by those mortgages. So people would buy these securities. That security is a derivative of the mortgage. It was just, so each level you get beyond that, and you just package it more and more, then that's a derivative. So you have an orange, right? That's the original money. That's the original loan, whatever.
Yeah.
Squeeze the orange juice. Orange juice is a derivative. It's something you can make out of
Right.
out of oranges, and then you can make we'll say, an orange puree or a frozen orange aid, something like that from there.
Dreamsicle.
Yeah, exactly. So each level you go up is a derivative. So we're doing stocks right now. Those are a derivative of the company. You have the company, the shares in the company, you buy the stocks. Okay, that's your baseline essentially. And then from there you have options, which are a derivative of the stock.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not actually buying the stock, you're buying something that allows you to buy the stock.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly how to explain derivatives, but I hope that was good enough.
Yeah.
Good enough, eh? Let's see.
How do they keep track of that? Everything.
I don't know, but look, it has the dollar to silver ratio right now. $4,772 per ounce.
How does that make sense?
Yeah, it's being manipulated. Just like everything else in the markets.
Right, but it's like $20 an ounce.
Yeah.
Huh.
They're holding it down artificially low.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So the actual price.
So that's the actual value. And here's the dollar to gold ratio.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wait,
Paper to
so
silver ratio.
$34,000.
Per ounce of gold. That's the ratio of how many dollars we have out there versus how much gold we have out there.
So if you were to
Oh,
replace
that's bad.
all of the money with gold, it would be
They'd
an
be
ounce of
worth
gold would be worth
$34,000 per ounce.
Good work.
Same with the silver.
That's not bad.
$4,000 per ounce.
Ooh, we're in bad shape.
I wouldn't be a sad man. Let me see.
Yeah, that's aggressive, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrifying to look at.
Ooh. Yeah, if silver went up to that much, I'd be a millionaire.
Well.
Wouldn't be sad.
Warren Buffett would be happy too with 30 million
Oh, he'd
ounces.
be so happy.
Oh, that'd be insane.
Just
be-
the silver he bought that year, though.
True.
Not
Yeah, that was
anything
just
since
that one
then.
year. I don't know how much gold he has. I don't know how much silver he has. It's just.
He must have a fat safe somewhere. It's huge.
See this home? It's my safe.
It's a safe.
Could have a house made of silver with that much.
Ooh, yeah. And then you have the dollars to crypto ratio, $19.3 to one crypto.
What crypto?
All crypto.
Oh.
The amount
Garbage.
of coins that are out there. So, very interesting. So there's way more cryptos out there than there is gold and silver right now.
Because you can just make up a crypto.
Yeah. Yeah, mountain time units.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Dogecoin?
Yeah. Yeah, I played with it.
Stupid.
Played a little bit with it. Tried to do day trading with it. Lost $14 in 10 minutes. Yeah.
It was meant to be a joke, and then Elon Musk tweeted about it, and it shot up.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
When did he tweet about it?
It was a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Before this current insanity craze has been happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man, if I would have kept my Doge, I think it would have
Doubled?
tripled in
Tripled?
price. Because I bought it like 2.3 and it's at 0.9 or something.
Ooh.
It would have went up a lot. But I sold it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. GG. Win some, you lose some. All right. So, are market crashes necessary? Yes. With our current system, yes. Just because they're inevitable. I wouldn't say necessary, but they're inevitable. Yeah, print money with no backing, and you have infinite potential on printing that money. Yeah, it's always going to
Rise and
crash.
fall.
Yep, rise and fall. Exactly.
So just prepare for that.
Yep, just prep for that.
Plus, the banks
Genuinely.
can do it.
Huh?
Banks can cause it as well.
Yes.
They can just say, "Oh, you're making too much money, huh? Something crazy's happened. No more money."
Yeah, that's why they dropped the interest rates beginning of March. They said, "Oh, interest rates are now 0 or like very low, because if they keep them high, then the market crashes, or if they bring them back up, the market's gonna correct again." It's insane.
All built off lies.
We're gonna hit a huge correction, right? Pretty soon here.
So big.
We believe.
Yeah,
Supposedly, allegedly.
supposedly, allegedly, it'll be pretty soon here. A lot of people in the markets are saying, "Oh yeah, no, it's not gonna happen." I've even heard some people say, "Oh, it's not. I don't think it's gonna crash. I just don't think so."
Hmm.
I'm like,
How can't it
Ever?
crash? It's
Yeah.
literally built on nothing.
Yeah, I was like, ever? Yeah, no, I think it's just going to keep going up. We're doing too good. Like, what the? What? What?
But
what?
how? With
Wrong.
I don't
COVID, how?
understand.
With all the
It's
stimulus
wrong.
checks,
Yeah,
all
Fake
that.
news.
Something is not correct. But I couldn't tell you when. If I knew when, then I'd be shorting the market.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm going to be doing when it corrects. I'm going to be all, skirt. Throw money at it.
Yep.
What is the Federal Reserve? We already covered that.
It's a money machine.
Yes. Is it possible to have a universal currency and the pros and cons of universal currency?
Yeah, gold, silver.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is the universal currency.
And it is possible because it happened.
Yeah. That's why the American dollars was number one. Now it's not.
Now it's not even number 2.
Really?
I don't know. I definitely know it's behind the euro. I don't know what else it would be behind.
The pound, right? I mean, the pound's worth more
Yeah.
than $1.
Pounds are worth more.
Oh, yeah.
That's
True.
UK, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
European or whatever.
Yeah. European Union and UK.
Huh.
Yes.
Wait, what does Germany have then? Is Germany in the UK?
I think they're part of the European Union. They're not the UK.
Oh, okay.
I thought
Germany
never
is
mind.
not?
Well, the EU.
Yeah.
I thought that was just.
Thought that was euros.
I don't know. I just kind of always assumed.
What's the
that
currency
was
of Germany?
Euro.
Okay.
Okay.
So yes, it's possible. Gold standard is preferable, but they're attempting to do. Well, I think what they're going to attempt to do is make a cryptocurrency as the universal currency.
I don't want that.
When paper money goes down, the next money is going to be online. That's the way of the world. It's the way it's going. The only problem with that is that they can utterly control it. You can't even have cash, Yeah. They just say, oh, you're shut down. You're canceled. And then you're dead.
I don't think they're going to let a currency rise that could be, like, not controlled.
No,
They're
they're
gonna
definitely
have to
going to
have
control it.
something
It's
controlled.
going to be either a government-created crypto or something similar to it that's an online currency. Then they don't even have to use the printing presses. They save money on that too.
Yeah.
They just need one computer. Click. More money.
Yeah.
More money.
This equals Moss. But they can have a bunch of passwords in front of it. Get all these keys. Red button.
Yes, and leave all the keys in. Just so you know.
Yeah. Just push the red button.
Couldn't
100
it be
mil, 100
hacked
mil.
pretty easy though? Because
Likely.
it was just, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago, it was the biggest hack in U.S. history that happened.
For who? Who got hacked?
I want to say it was a bunch of the big tech.
Oh.
I could be wrong though.
I do remember that
Well,
they got hacked a while ago.
You can't steal cryptocurrency, though. From what I was, like, researching when I was doing Bitcoin, like when I was researching
It's
Bitcoin
an
a while
impossible code to hack kind of
ago.
thing.
Yeah, like
All
you
I'm
can't
saying
you
is-
can't go into somebody's account and, like, take it.
Nothing's impossible. Someone will figure it out.
That's probably true.
Guaranteed
That's
someone
probably
will
true.
figure it out.
Yeah, that's probably true.
If there's a way to do it, it'll be found.
But they do have a lot more security than anything else I know.
Yeah.
Like my security phrase to get into one of my wallets is like a paragraph of writing. It's like, what the hell? And I have to type each word out in the phrase. And if you think of that, you have 26 letters in the alphabet, which gives you so many millions of options, which in turn gives you so many millions more options because you have to type in words and letters. It's just,
Computers are pretty wild, though. They can do that.
it's a lot.
I mean, it would take a long
a
time,
lot
but
of
they could do it.
computation, but yeah,
Okay.
it's possible.
The Russian government hackers broke America's cybersecurity defenses. They got into the high-level departments like the U.S. Treasury and the Departments of Commerce, whatever that is. They infiltrated hundreds of Fortune 500 companies, along with other sensitive areas, both public and private. And that was from March to December last
Wow.
year.
Hey, Ivan, you want to hack the U.S. today? Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was called one of the biggest hacks in U.S. history.
And we didn't even hear about it.
Nope.
It's crazy because they're too busy trying to impeach Trump. Orange man bad.
Yes. But he's got a trunk on him.
Huge dump truck.
Or don't-
Okay. Government bailouts. What are they, and why do they continue to happen?
Because it can't fail. If the U.S. dollar fails, the world fails.
Well, yeah, government bailout is when the Federal Reserve prints more money to give to banks and companies that are failing, and then they in turn survive and give their head honchos big bonuses, from what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, and bailouts are not necessary in a capitalistic society, but it would require a lot of correction to get to where we don't have to do bailouts.
Shouldn't that be a red flag? When you give someone a bailout and people get bonuses, shouldn't that be like a excuse?
Well, if you give someone a bailout, period, that's a red flag.
Yeah, but like an extra red flag? You're
Yeah.
getting a bonus? Come on.
Nobody hears about it, though. It's not called bonuses. What was it called? It's like, it was a retention incentive. So that they don't leave the company, we got to give them more money.
And then salary raises.
Yes.
Because they did get bonuses for a while. My dad said he remembered it. People there being a big issue about people getting
Retention bonuses.
Yeah, people getting pissed about it, and then you didn't hear about it anymore because they just made more money instead. Got a raise.
Paid everyone off.
Well, they just got a raise instead. No one cares what their salary is, but if you get a big bonus, you're doing something wrong. You're just giving the money a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Probably pay less taxes on it too. Pay a lot of taxes on a bonus, like 33%.
Maximum.
I don't know if that's maximum. That's what I pay when I get a bonus.
Oh, I see.
Wow.
Ouchie. Anything else about the Creature from Jekyll Island, boys? Horrid book.
Yeah.
It's very
Night-
interesting.
Nightmarish.
Definitely read it.
Yeah, give it a rip. We'll link it. So we're linking the Creature from Jekyll Island and
That freedom cartoon is what I'll call it.
yes.
Yeah.
And then the book for next time in 2 weeks' time. We decided what it was, right?
David Goggins can't hurt me.
That's
Yeah.
right. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. This man's a beast. Let's link that one too, shall we? And just that way they can read along if they wish to. We'll be talking about that in 2 weeks. Next week we are trying to have a guest on, and talk about his life journey and how that's been going for him. And we'll see if he goes for it. If not, then we'll figure out another guest. We definitely want a guest on next week, if at all possible.
Yeah, that's the goal.
What was
We-
the topic we chose to do with him?
We didn't.
Him?
His lot,
Him.
yeah, him. It's gonna be a lot. So yeah.
Can we start earlier that day, perhaps?
I would like to.
We should probably try.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying earlier than 7?
Yeah.
I guess we could. Try to start at 6.
Do you think it's just going to be long?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
He's
so.
a little chatty.
Okay.
He has one hell of a life, too, so.
Yeah.
He's got a lot to say. A lot to tell.
Okay.
All right. Well, to the listeners, make sure to like, subscribe,
Yeah.
all that jazz. Hit that bell so you get notifications when we put up a new podcast.
Yeah.
This podcast will be out tomorrow on Patreon, and then in a week or 2 on YouTube.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Next Tuesday.
Make sure to subscribe to our Patreon if you want awesome merch, behind the scenes content, all that jazz. We'll see you guys next week.
Goodbye.
Peace
See you.
out.